Vandeham Sri Guru.
So we will read this verse today, chapter 13, text 26. This verse was trying to find this verse for many years and I found it. I was trying to look for this verse, I couldn't see. Then I found this verse. Interesting verse. Alright, so we'll go to it now. Anye va aham ajnantaha Shrutva yebhya upashate te ti shati taranti eva mrityam shruti parayanaha anyetvam ajanantaha anyetvamevam ajanantaha Shrutva nepya upashate Shrutva nepya upashate Tepi chatiranti eva Tepi chatiranti eva Mrityam shruti parayanaha Mrityam shruti parayanaha Anye others too, but evam thus ajanantaha without spiritual knowledge, shrutva by hearing, anyebhyaha from others, upashate begin to worship, they, api also, cha and atitaranti transcend, eva certainly, mrityum the path of death, shruti parayanaha inclined to the process of hearing. Translation. Again there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about Him from others. Because of a tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. Please respond. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about Him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. So purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This verse is particularly applicable to modern society because in modern society there is practically no education in spiritual matters. Some of the people may appear to be atheistic or agnostics or of philosophy, but actually there is no knowledge of philosophy. As for the common man, if he is a good soul, then there is a chance for advancement by hearing. This hearing process is very important. Lord Chaitanya, who preached Krishna consciousness in the modern world, gave great stress to hearing, because if the common man simply hears from authoritative sources, he can make progress, especially according to Lord Chaitanya. If he hears the transcendental vibration of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, it's stated therefore that all men should take advantage of hearing from realized souls and gradually become able to understand everything. The worship of the Supreme Lord will then undoubtedly take place. Lord Chaitanya has said that in this age no one needs to change his position, but one should give up the endeavor to understand the absolute truth by speculative reasoning. One should learn to become the servant of those who are in knowledge of the Supreme Lord. If one is fortunate enough to take shelter of a pure devotee, hear from him about self-realization and follow in his footsteps, one will be gradually elevated to the position of pure devotee. In this verse particularly, the process of hearing is strongly recommended, and this is very appropriate. Although the common man is often not as capable as so-called philosophers, faithful hearing from an authoritative person will help one transcend this material existence and go back to home, back to Godhead. So, again, though there are those who are, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about Him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. So this is actually a very important verse in the Bhagavad Gita. It is in the 13th chapter, text 206. You can see. So spiritual life is based on hearing. Unless we hear, as many times it is said that a person who is sleeping, all his senses are not active except only one sense. The what? He may be soundly asleep and someone can come and kill him. Is it not? Yes or no? But if somebody is there, hey, wake up, some danger, correct? Yes? Then his ears is okay. Oh, what? Yes? Is it not? So what is more important? The ears. Understand? Actually, our whole scripture is called Shrotavya, Shruti. These words are all used there, correct? In Sanskrit. Shrota, Shruti means what? To be what? Heard. Not to be seen. You understand? Shastra is not to be seen. It's to be what? Heard. Shruti. Understand? So the hearing process is more important than anything else. Understand this thing? So hearing is essential. So we have to learn to hear from authority. Because we will hear so many things, that's also there. Correct? I'll hear this, I will hear that, I will hear Maya. If I hear Maya, what will happen? I'll get contaminated. Correct? Is it not? I will get contaminated. Before I go there, I want to go to another verse. Bhagavad Gita again here. And one, let's go to the Sanskrit. Shraddhavan anusuyascha shunyat api yo naraha sopi muktaha subhalokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. And one who listens with faith and without envy become free from sinful reaction and attain to the auspicious planet where the pious dwell. See again, hearing. If you hear, just now we read, if you hear, what happens? Just now we read that if a person hears faithfully, we listen faithfully, what happens? Because of the tendency to hear from the authorities, correct? What happens? They go what? Beyond birth and? Correct? Then what happens? Now you hear, what happens? One who listens without envy, become free from sinful reaction. That means what? All your karma goes and attains auspicious planet where the pious dwell. Also go back to the spiritual world. Correct? So you see how important the hearing is. You go beyond birth and death. You go to the spiritual world. You get free from sin. But you must hear from who? Authority. You cannot hear from, you understand? If you hear from others, Vaishnavat Mukat Kirnam, Let's see, there's another verse. Let me get that out. If you hear from the wrong source, so here you can see this verse. Avaishnava mukadgirnam putam harikatamritam shanaiva naiva kartavyam sarpochistam yatapayah. Translation. Translation is not there. Let me see. One should avoid hearing from a person who is not situated in Vaishnava behavior. A Vaishnava is Nivritta Trishna, that is, has no material purpose. His only purpose is to preach Krishna consciousness. So-called scholars, philosophers, and politicians exploit the importance of Bhagavad Gita by distorting its meaning for their own purpose. Therefore, this verse warns that Krishna Katha should be recited by a person who is Nivritta Trishna. One should not hear anything from Krishna about Krishna from a non-Vaishnava. Milk touched by the lips of a serpent has poisonous effect. Similarly, talk about Krishna given by non-Vaishnava are poisonous. You see that? Sometimes the devotee is thinking that, Prabhu, I am going to some gathering, you only talk about Krishna only, no? What the harm? So he's only going to talk Krishna only, correct? Yes? If the person who is talking about Krishna, who is not a devotee of Krishna, then if you're hearing from him, it is like milk. You put milk and snake touch it, what happens to the milk? Although milk is amrita, but if the snake touches, what happens to the milk? Can you drink that? Can or not? You will drink. Why not? Why? Poison, you will die. Similarly, Krishna consciousness, although seemingly that you can hear from Tom, Dick and Harry, but if it's not a devotee, then you see the word here, it's used in Sanskrit. Avaishnava. Vaishnava means who? Avaishnava means what? Mukha means what? Dirganam means what? Words coming out from the? Understand? It is not pure. Understand? It is not pure. So we have to be very careful. On one hand, we hear from authorities, we get what? We conquer birth and death. We get free from sinful life. Yes or not? Yes? Yes or no? And we go back to the spiritual world. But on the other hand, you hear from the wrong source, what happens? What happens? You die. You don't get any spiritual advancement. This is a very common thing because always the Indians, they switch on the TV in the morning and some katha is going on. Some guy in some yellow robe with long beard is speaking some nonsense. They say, Prabhu, anyway, whatever you say, some pure, some Krishna, he will say some. What? You understand? It is dangerous and is detrimental. You follow? You cannot allow that. Because why? Your spiritual life will be damaged. Understand? So there's another verse. Here you can see, although not having fully realized Krishna, persons who even once surrender completely to lotus feet and who have become attracted to his name, form, qualities and pastimes are completely free from all sinful reactions, for they have thus accepted the true method of atonement. Even in dreams, such surrendered souls do not see Yamaraj or his order carriers who are equipped with ropes to bind the sinful. You understand? We are all not that advanced. Are we very advanced? Although not fully realized Krishna. Correct? Have you fully realized? No. A person who even once surrender, by what? Hearing. Correct? Understand or not? What happens? Completely onto Krishna's lotus feet, who have become attracted to his name, fame, qualities and pastimes, are completely free from all sinful reaction, for they have thus accepted the true method of atonement. Even in dreams, such surrendered souls do not see Yamaraj or his order carriers, who are equipped with ropes to bind the sinful. See how powerful the hearing process is. Are you following? Krishna consciousness is not some joke, you understand? You follow? And therefore, it is advised that we have to hear. We have to hear from who? From authorities. So it says in this verse here also, Vikridantam brajavadu beridam Vishnuhu Siddhanvita anu shrun yava. You see this word? Anu, what? This means what? Shrunu means what? Hearing. Ata varna yajyaha bhakti param bhagavati pratalabhya kamam hridrogam asva apahanoti achirena dhira. See that? Anushrunayat, hears, ata or varnayat, describe. You see this? What happens now? Anyone who faithfully hears or describes the Lord's playful affair with the young gopis of Vrindavan will attain the Lord's pure devotional service. Thus he will quickly become sober and conquer lust, the disease of the heart. Are you understanding this? Now what you get now? If you hear about Krishna, Krishna's pastime, what you get? He will very quickly what? Become sober and conquer the disease of the heart. What is the disease of the heart? Another thing you're getting. You conquer what? Life and death. You get free from sinful activities. Yes? What else? You go back to the spiritual world. Yes? Correct? And now, staying here, if you hear, you get cure from karma, which is the biggest problem in material world. Because of karma, krodha, we are all of what? Suffering. Yes or not? Yes or not? See? Right. So the process is this. What that? The process is recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I think it's 10:14, isn't it? Yeah. 10:14:3. So this is a discussion by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. So Ramananda Rai was speaking a lot of processes. Understand? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he spoke about Varnashram, surrendering, like that he went. And finally he came to this verse. All the while Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected him. But when he spoke this verse, Jnane prayasam udapasya namanta eva jivanti sa mukaryartam bhavadiyavartam stane sthita shutigatam. Again, this word. You see the word? What is this shutigatam? What? Hearing. Tanu vang manobir ye prayaso jita jutopiyasi trilokyam. What the translation? Those who even while remaining situated in their established social position. What is your social position? Somebody will be student, somebody will be householder, somebody what? Out of householder life, somebody will be sannyas. Like that there are many orders, correct? So whatever it is, in whatever ashram you are situated, throw away the process of speculative knowledge. Throw away what? Throw away the process of speculative knowledge and with the body, words and mind. What is this whole idea of this thing? This whole idea of this thing is to stop this mental speculation. Stop what? Because the mind is giving so many ideas, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. Is it not? In fact, in everybody's position, we are all living on the mental plane. Yes? Yes? We are all living on the mental plane. The mind is telling us, do this, do that, do this, do that. And even if something you hear, the mind will give its opinion. Yes or no? I don't know, I will agree to this. I. So many, what? I. Right? I means what? Body, mind, ego, all this. Correct? So therefore say, throw away this. Now what to do? Throw away the process of speculative knowledge and with the body, mind and words, offer respect to description again. Offer respect to who? Descriptions of your personality and activities. That means what? Hear. Hear from who? Your personality and activity, dedicating their life to this narration which are vibrated by you personally or by your pure devotees. That means you must give your oral reception to hearing from an authority, either the Lord or his pure devotees. You follow? So when you do that, if you can do that just by sitting in your house or whatever ashram, start chanting Krishna's name and reading, Srila Prabhupada's book, then you will certainly conquer your lordship. Otherwise unconquerable by anyone in the three worlds. That means you'll be able to conquer who? The process condition is you have to give up your mental. You have to give up your mental speculation. Correct? Yes or no? And you have to surrender to an authority. And you have to hear from him. Yes? You do what? Hear from him. You follow? So if you can do that, you'll be able to conquer the Lord. See, that's also explained in this verse. Shrushruyo sritadanasya vasudeva kataruchi Chyan mahasevaya vipraha punyatirtha nisevanad. Same thing. O twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vice, great service is done. By such service one gains an affinity for what? For what again? For what? The message of Vasudeva. Now we are going to the next phase. Now you know that hearing is important. Correct? How to get that desire for hearing? This is the clue. How to get that desire for hearing about Krishna? Just now we heard, you must hear from an authority. Right? Now the solution of hearing from an authority. You follow? So how to hear from an authority? How? You must serve him. You must what? By twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vice. Completely free from all vice means what? A pure devotee. You cannot hear from a, just now I explained, if you hear from a Avaishnava Mukhat Kirtan, what happened to you? If you serve a Avaishnava, what happens? You will be drinking poison, like milk touched by the lips of a. Now, if you hear from the authority, right source, what you get? Get what? You develop a taste. Understand? By such service one gains affinity for hearing the message of Vasudeva Kata Ruchi. Ruchi means what? Taste. Right? Ruchi means what? Taste. Oh, you want to come? Okay, Wednesday class. There means no taste. Chanting Hare Krishna, wow, why 16 rounds? One round can. No taste. No taste. Understand? Prasadam, yeah, that's a lot of taste. See the difference? Why? Because we have no taste. You follow? So therefore, there are rules and regulations. For those who got no taste, they have to start the mechanical way. They have to wake up in the morning, we have to chant. This is called sadhana bhakti. By doing this process, we will develop some taste. Because why? We are serving the pure devotee. The pure devotee is giving us the instruction. You wake up in the morning, Mangalarti. You make sure you chant 16 rounds. You follow the 4 principles. Correct? And then you read my books. Correct? Yes or not? All these are what? Conditions. Why this condition? By doing this condition, you don't have to do it. Why are you doing it? Because you have to serve the pure devotee. You serve him by how? His instruction. Yes? Correct? Spiritual master is served by what? Not just massaging his leg. No? What is that? Serving his instruction. So when you serve his instruction, you will develop a taste for. Then what happens if you develop a taste for hearing about Krishna? This is what happens. Sanvata swakata Krishna punya shravana kirtanam hadya antasto hya abhatrani vidunoti shuhatsatam. Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Paramatma, Super Soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Understand this? The moment you come in contact in hearing about Krishna, then what happens? The dirty thing in the heart will become what? Are you following the process? And then, when the dirty things become clear in the heart, your desire to hear him become more intensified. Understand? Are you following? That means only person that clean our heart is who? Who? Krishna. Understand this point? Only who can clean? Krishna can clean our heart. Nobody else can clean our heart. Who can clean? Who? You follow? So therefore it's also explained here, right? Next verse after that, we chant in the morning this one. Nasta prayeshu abhatreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama sloke bhakti bhavati naistiki. See that? By regularly attendancing in classes on the Bhagavad, that means what? You attend class and sleep. What do you do when you attend class? What? Sleep. By regularly attending the classes means what? Hearing. On the Bhagavatam, on the what? And by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead who is praised with transcendental song is established an irrevocable fact. See how the hearing process is bringing us very much closer to Krishna. Yes? We have to hear authority. Authority means hearing Bhagavatam. Correct? Bhagavad Gita. Correct? It's not that we just, chant and enough. No. Our hearing process must be coupled with the hearing about the scriptures, Shruti. So when we regularly, does it say we only hear on one Sunday or something? What is a Sunday? Only one regular program. So what did you say? What Sunday? Only Sunday we have to be spiritual, go to the church on Sunday. What? What does he say here? What is this word here? What is regular means what? I regularly attend your Sunday class. Nitya means what? All the time. Always. Understand? 24 hours is possible, Prabhupada said. So we have to regularize. Even we are not here, we must make it a point that we repeat the Sunday program in our daily schedule. Wake up in the morning, chant around, read the Bhagavatam, then go do whatever you want to do. Right? How long will it take? It is says in this verse, Let me get this verse you can see. This is in the 12th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Huh? You can see how the potency of hearing is coming here. Huh? This is the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll just read a few verses here. This verse is also appearing in a different place in the Bhagavatam, the first canto. Those words that do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered to be like a place of pilgrimage for crows, and never resorted by those situated in transcendent knowledge. The pure and saintly devotees take interest only in topics glorifying the infallible Lord. Are you following? Understand? So, places where the Lord's glories are not chanted, religious people don't like to go there. You follow? They don't like that kind of place. See? On the other hand, that literature which is full of descriptions of the transcendent glories of the name, form, pastimes, and so on of the unlimited Supreme Lord is a different creation full of transcendental words directed toward bringing about a revolution in the impious life of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest. Can you imagine that? How powerful this hearing process is? Are you following? Next verse. Knowledge of self-realization, even though free from all material affinity, does not look well if devoid of a conception of the infallible God. What then is the use of even the most properly performed fruitive activity, which are very naturally painful from the very beginning and transient by nature, if they are not utilized for the devotional service of the Lord? Mental speculation is a waste of time, and karmic activity will give you a lot of pain. It says here. You follow? If it is not connected to Krishna. Next verse. The great endeavor one undergoes in executing the ordinary social and religious duty of the Varnashram system in performing austerities and hearing from the Vedas culminates only in the achievement of mundane fame and opulence. But by respecting and attentively hearing the recitation of the transcendental, again, I'm going to highlight that. But by respecting and attentively hearing the recitation of the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Lord, the husband of goddess fortune, one can remember his lotus feet. Understand or not? By attentively hearing and reciting, you will be able to remember who? Right, next verse. Remembrance of Lord Krishna's lotus feet destroys everything inauspicious and awards the greatest good fortune. Are you following this? Why we must remember Krishna's lotus feet? Because by remembrance of Krishna's lotus feet destroys everything inauspicious and awards the greatest good fortune. It purifies the heart and bestows devotion for the Supreme Soul, along with knowledge enriched with realization and renunciation. Jai Shri Radha. You understand? It purifies the heart and bestows devotion for the Supreme Soul, along with knowledge enriched with realization and renunciation. Not some mundane knowledge. What knowledge? Knowledge is what? Realization. And you need renunciation also. You follow? O eminent of Brahmanas, O most eminent of Brahmanas, you are all indeed extremely fortunate, since you have already placed within your heart Lord Sri Narayana, the personality of Godhead, the supreme control, the ultimate soul of all existence, beyond whom there is no other God. You have undividing love for him, and thus I request you to worship him. He's speaking to all the Brahmins. All right, next. I also have now been fully reminded of the signs of God, which I previously heard from the mouth of the great sage Sukadev Goswami. I was present in the assembly of the great sages who heard him speak to King Parikshit as the monarch sat fasting until death. Right? O Brahmana, I have thus described to you the glories of the Supreme Lord Vasudeva, whose extraordinary activity is most worthy of glorification. This narration destroys all that is inauspicious. Just now we heard, by regularly hearing Bhagavatam, what happened? Right? All the thing and trouble is destroyed. Again confirm here. Now next verse, this is also very important, this one. This is what I actually wanted you to hear. One who with undeviating attention constantly recites the literature at every moment or every hour, as well as one who faithfully hears even one verse or half a verse or a single line or half a line, certainly purifies the very self. Can you imagine how much powerful this Bhagavatam is? No time. Even you remember one line, what? Vasudeve Kata Ruchi. What? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I'm so full, Prabhu, I don't know nothing. Oh, you remember Om. Correct? You think that all these verses we are teaching is a waste of time? Is what? Wasting time. What? Even you remember one line, half a line, he says, even half a line. What? He says here what? Correct? Who is so dull he cannot remember half a line? Cannot. Is there any words with prasadam, Prabhu? Right? You see how much you get blessings if you come and just participate in this program. Yes? Yes or not? I'll just show you one verse again, just before this. Even if when falling, sleeping, feeling pain or sneezing, one involuntarily cries out in the loud voice, obeisance to Lord Hari, one will be automatically free from all his sinful actions. You're sneezing, Achyuta. You say Achu. You put Achyuta inside. Yes? Prabhu, how much more you want to hear? You are convinced or not convinced? What? Don't want to do. What? What? Not sure, Prabhu. What? What? What do you say? Not sure. Sure. See that? Can you understand how much you have to hear? Yes? There's another verse. That's right. Tasmat ekena manasa. Where is that? One what? Tasmat ekena manasa. Yeah, 1, 2. 1, 2. Very, very nice words. Tasmat ekena manasa bhagavan sattvatam patihi shrotavya. Again, what is that? Kirtavyascha deyas puja cha nityadam. Therefore, what? Therefore, with one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember and worship the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. Actually, there's one more verse. Is there one more verse? This is spoken by Queen Kunti here. Again, Srinvanti. O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, again, even you don't do, you happily see others doing, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. If you don't want to do also, never mind. If you're happy others doing, Ah, you get it. Prabhu, I will do that. I will see others doing. How much, how many more verses I must take out for you? Huh? What? Yes? Actually, I was looking for another verse. All right, here again. Tasmat Bharata Sarvatra Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Srotavya Kitavyascha Smatavyache Ta Abhyam. O descendant of Bharata, or descendant of King Bharata, one who desires to be free from all miseries must hear about, glorify, and also remember the personality of Godhead, who is the super soul, the controller, and the savior from all miseries. Right? So anybody got any question? What's the time now? All right. Any questions? Is it clear about hearing? Of course, Tomo is there. The whole Bhagavatam, so many verses. But I think that 12th canto is very, very correct? You heard about those verses? Forgot. How powerful these verses are. So any questions? No questions. How much you want to hear from your earphone? I mean your phone. Everybody is on the phone. What? Correct? iPhone, Samsung, Nokia, what? Huh? Yes? Correct? So you put Prabhupada classes inside? Yes? Correct? You can hear? Yes? Yes or not? And then you can also download these classes. All these classes we are giving, they are also downloadable. You can also hear them. Correct? Because you can see and you can read very clear. Correct? Yes or not? You follow? And by hearing this, you remember, because constant hearing, then only we can understand. Nityam. Nityam means what? All the time. Regular. What is that verse? Chapter 8, what? 8:14, is it? Ananyasitaha satatam yomam smarati nityasaha tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yogina satatam nityasaha tasyaham sulabha nitya. So many, understand? Ananya again. What does that mean? Sleep Sunday and come market and then go back. What? One who remembers, one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pita, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. You understand? Constant. Every time you must mold your life. What is that word? Tatatam smartabhya Vishnu, vismartabhya na jatujit. Always remember Krishna and never forget him. This is condition. You follow? If we do not do this, then our mind will take over, and when our mind takes over, our whole life will become very miserable. Understand? If you listen to your mind, you get headache. What comes when you go to the mind? Let me show you this. I think it's 11, 20, let me see, 21, maybe 9, 18. Let me see, I'm not sure, let me check. Okay, here. See here what happens. One who accepts the material sense object as desirable certainly become attached to them. From such attachment, lust arises, and this lust creates quarrel among men. Are you following? If you don't want to listen to Krishna, then this is what you will have to listen to Maya. And Maya will bring about what? What? You like quarreling? Huh? Nice, Prabhu. One day I don't quarrel, my head will burst. What? I must fight. If I don't fight, something will happen. Correct? Is that? And then what happens? From quarrel arises intolerable anger. From what? From quarrel arises what? Intolerable anger, followed by the darkness of this ignorance quickly overtakes a man's broad intelligence. That means what? Finish. What? You become what? What do you become? You see here, what do you become? O saintly Uddhava, a person bereft of real intelligence is considered to have lost everything. Deviated from the actual purpose of his life, he becomes dull, just like a dead person. Becomes what? Huh? Understand? You become what? Dull-headed. What? Manda sumanda madhya. Manda bhagya upadritaha. Manda means what? Manda means what? Dull-headed. Understand? You follow? So all this relates to accepting our mind as all in all. Because of absorption in sense gratification, one cannot recognize himself or others. Living uselessly ignorance like a tree, one is merely breathing just like a bellow. You understand this? Are you following? What? Bellow. You know, don't know the blacksmith, the harmonium, you know, harmonium? What is that in the harmonium? One who fails to control his senses immediately feels attraction upon seeing a woman's form, or for the woman, the man's form. Either way. What? That's why you want to go every day out, right? What? Why? Why class? So many girls, right? What? No. No girls in the class. What? So many, right? Yeah? This is what it is. Correct? See, Dasa is not wrong. Upon seeing the woman's form, which is created by illusory energy of the Supreme Lord, indeed, when the woman speaks with enticing words and smiles, coquettishly and moves the body sensuously, his mind is immediately captured. And thus he falls blindly into the darkness of material existence, just as the moth, maddened by the fire, rushes blindly into its flames. This is the other way. You see which way? You don't hear about Krishna, you must hear from who? From who? The ears cannot be blocked, no. Can you block your ears? Put some cotton and go every day. Can? Can? What? Can. A foolish person who has no intelligence, that means when you become, that's now we describe, right? How you become less intelligent? Is immediately arose. No intelligent discrimination immediately arose at the sight of a lusty woman, beautifully decorated with golden ornaments, fine clothing, and other cosmetic features. Being eager for sense gratification, such a fool loses all intelligence and is destroyed, just like the moth who rushes into a blazing fire. Finished. Finished, chapter close. Finished. Then you have to see Prabhu next life, maybe. Correct? I'm not condemning women. I'm not condemning men. But you mix them up, big trouble. Better keep them separate, then all right. What? Understand? That's the best. Draw line. Draw line. Mixing up what? You follow? So spiritually we have to advance, to see ourselves as spirit soul. Then no problem. That only you can get when you become hearing from who? Just now we read, by hearing about Krishna, all these problems are, miseries are what? Yes? Is it clear? Understand? Correct? So there are consequences. You don't want to hear, this way you have to go. If you hear, you come this way. You cannot say, no, I want to be neutral. I want to sit on the fence. Hear this side and hear this side. That's not possible. It's not what? Not possible. Are you following? So therefore, the first thing we should do is to hear the chanting of Krishna's name. What? When we chant, we have to what? Hear. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Every word proper. What? Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. What? Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. Prabhu, yeah, I finished. No, my Ram. What? So, why you all say 2 hours, 3 hours? I 15 minutes finish. What? 15 minutes you finish 2 hours? 16 now. Yeah, Prabhu, 15 minutes. 2 hours, what? Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. Understand? This Hare Krishna, Ram Ram business is not hearing. You know what? And you can chant like this for lifetime after lifetime. You will never develop love for. Understand? So we must hear every word. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Not that chanting and mind going, well, if tomorrow, this woman is coming in class today, will I see her? What dress she will wear? Which color? This, that. Can. What will happen? Understand? Maya is so powerful. Our mind may be sitting here, but it's going all over the world. Correct? That is how the power of mind. We engage in hearing the mind, then we are in trouble. We have to engage the mind in hearing the holy name. In what? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's why some people have the habit of chanting with the mouth all closed. I'm chanting, Prabhu, I'm chanting. Huh? You understand? When one comes into talking some nonsense, wow, 24 hours talking, and no stop. Yes? But when to Krishna name? Chanting. You understand? All these are pitfalls that we should be careful. That we should open our mouth, as Prabhupada said, that two must separate. They must what? Separate when we chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In hearing, we must practice this. Understand? Practice. Every time the mind will drift away, we must bring the mind back again. You understand? There's another verse for that also. 11th Canto Srimad Bhagavatam. You follow? Wherever the mind drifts, we must bring back. Bring back. As soon as we keep doing it day and in and out, practice, then one day the mind will not run. The mind will hear. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Huh? 620? In 626? That? Bhagavad Gita. 626. From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly draw it back and bring it back under the control of the self. This is how you can become a yogi. Okay, it's also in the 11th canto, one word, same point repeated by Krishna. All right, anything else more you want to discuss? Question? Clear, not clear? What? That's why we invite you to come to the temple, because at home you will fiddle around with the kitchen. Huh? What? Either the kitchen or the TV. Something you will do. What you will do? Kitchen or the TV. The mind goes here and there. What is in the kitchen? What to do? Because the woman's mind is multi what? Frames. By chanting here, the hand is doing that. Huh? When hand is doing that, the mind is doing that. Correct? The concentration, then what the kid is doing, must wake him up. Understand? The mind is going in so many directions. Are you following? So we should learn how to be Ekena manasa. What? That's now you get, no? Ekena. One pointed. Are you following? That means just coming and there's nothing to do. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. No talking, no eating, no nothing. Just hearing Krishna. This is why we're training. This is the training. Why we do all these things? Because the mind is so difficult to control. Don't think you can control in just 1 day, 2 days chanting. Huh? How long are you chanting? 2 days. How long are you chanting? 3 days only. Okay, I control my mind already, Prabhu. Huh? Can. Huh?
For that, meditation and breathing control exercises helps a lot. With Krishna, not mountain or not Shunya, with Krishna in mind, between the eyebrows, Krishna also has good sadhana. 6th chapter, 7th chapter, that he concentrates the tip of the nose or between the eyebrows. Don't see any Shunya or anything with that. To look at Krishna's form.
No, this is not the process. Arjuna rejected it. Listen, Arjuna rejected it and Uddhava also rejected it. Two great personalities rejected. You can do it. What? You bigger than Uddhava and Arjuna. What? You start your new Gita, is it? What? Don't speculate. You understand? Don't speculate. Oh, Krishna will say so many things, but Arjuna have to, what? Endorse. Uddhava have to endorse. And Prabhupada has to endorse. You understand? Prabhupada said, don't do all this. You simply what? Hear. That's all. Hear. That's all. Try to think of Krishna's form and your prana here, there, where it goes, you don't know also. Anyway. Understand? You follow the Acharya. Acharya, Upasanam. What do? You follow who? And that's why it's very dangerous. Sometimes we read something, we try to be more than Acharya. We try to be what? And this is pitfall, especially Indian body, They always think they know better. Correct? Indian means know better. Made in India, he knows better. What? Indian means what? I know better, bro. Democratic. I know everything. Yes? So we should give up that opinionation. We should try to hear from authorities. You understand? I can show you these 2 verses. What is that? 6 what? 6:30? 34. 6:34. You see that? For the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate and very strong. O Arjuna, to subdue it, I think is more difficult than controlling the wind. Another verse. One before. O Madhusudan, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical, undurable to me, for mine is restless and unsteady. Prabhu, another verse from Uddhava. Uddhava said, my dear Lord Achyuta, I fear that the method of yoga described by you is very difficult for one who cannot control his mind. Therefore, please explain to me in simple terms how someone can more easily execute it. 2 people have said, what? And you can do. What? You come from Varnasi. What? Because you Varnasi, or yoga all easy, there. Correct? Yeah? What?
What are the disturbance that was? It's better to add something to it. That's what
So better don't speculate. You follow what? You follow the authority. You follow what? That is the system. What? Understand? So please do not try these things and try to be Shastra.
Vandeham